Hello and welcome, streaming to you live from this beautiful city of Winnipeg in Manitoba. I'm going to quickly try and wrap up this presentation that I have for you, and then let's get cracking. Starting with the PNP draws on the 5th of June, Ontario has invited 417 express entry candidates under two draws for the French speakers, francophones. Remember, there is a strong mandate to increase or improve on the francophone immigration. This time it's about 14%, and that's a big number. And also at the provincial level, the provinces are quite encouraged, quite motivated to invite more francophones. And therefore, the provinces will keep adding more and more factor points and inviting more francophones. And therefore, I mean, if you've been watching this channel, then you know how much I've been trying to promote or advocating that get onto the French language bandwagon. The sooner you do, the better it is. Here's another example. Ontario invited 417 candidates. The one draw that they conducted, scores went down to 312. 312. That was the lowest score. The range was 312 to 487. This time they invited health, education, and finance occupations. Quite a few people there, quite a few knock codes there. And then in the other targeted draw, which they also held consecutively, they invited people with the CRS score range between 348 only and 348 to 487. That was the CRS score range. Tech, trades, and other priority occupations. This time they did include a lot of HR, finance, other categories as well in combination to both. So there you go, right? If you were already on the French factor points, then this would have been so advantageous to you. British Columbia on the 7th of June invited 112 candidates to apply for the PNP through the tech draw under the 4 different streams. The minimum score was only 90. Then they also invited 50 candidates in the healthcare, childcare, and other priority occupation, where the minimum score was only 60. The criteria with BC PNP is that you need a job offer, eligible job offer, valid job offer from an eligible employer. And then it was express entry. The express entry, 8th of June, IRCC held its 14th express entry all program draw. This was very exciting. Let's talk more about it in detail, right? Because we always love express entry. This was draw number 250. That's the series number of express entry draws ever since it started in the month of January 2015. This was for the 8th of June. Actually, the draw was supposed to happen on the 7th of June, gave a lot of anxious pangs to so many people, anxiety pangs or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people were upset because we all expected a draw, which was not happening. Finally, thankfully, on the 8th of June, somebody woke up there and pressed the button. 14th draw of 2023, CRS score, as we were anticipating, hoping, predicting, 486. Not a very big drop. The last score was at 488, so only a 2-point drop. But that was because, and the reason why there was a drop, because there might have not been a drop. And the reason for the drop was because they decided to issue 4,800 invitations. This was the reason why we did have the drop. I mean, if they had stuck with 3,500 invitations, then we would not be looking at a drop. We probably would be looking at an increase. And why? I'll talk to you about that. Tiebreaker applied for the 19th of May 2023. And tiebreaker always applies only to the score that has been drawn. So for example, if your score is 487, 488, and all the way up, the tiebreaker doesn't apply to you. Tiebreaker only applies to you if your score is 486. And if you created your profile after the 19th of May 2023, then you wouldn't have been included in the express entry draw, this draw. The CRS score distribution pool breakdown, this is always very, very exciting, right? You can see how the number of people get added. You can see what is the mean difference. You can see how many profiles got added, how many people got invited, what could possibly still be the remaining number of people in the pool, what does a draw increase, and sort of gives you a bit of an understanding that if you're into the business of speculating, if you like predictions, if you like trying to sort of figure out what IRCC is all about, then giving a quick look at the pool is always very important. But what does the pool breakdown tell us? Let's look at this. This was the May 24th. That's 2 weeks back. That was how the pool breakdown look at. But let's look at it over here. Draw, the number increased in the 491 plus range of 2,956. And where did it come from? Here. 601 to 1,200, 768 profiles. 501 to 600, 1,092 profiles. 491 to 500, you had 1,096 profiles, bringing you a total of 2,956. That was the number of people that got added with score of 491 and above. And then you had 481 to 490, which now stands, or rather stood at, on the 8th of June as 4,925. But in the previous draw, it was 4,225. And if you remove the number of people who got invited, so you remove 448 people out of that, which was remaining, you would see that the total number of profiles that now remain as of the 8th of June with a score of 481 plus is 3,081. So roughly about 1,800 people got cleared out from the 481 plus range, but 3,081 still remain. That tells you that if IRCC was to conduct a draw today, let's say they conducted another draw today, and they invited 3,500 people, only 3,500, because that is the average range we can go with, even then the scores will not drop below 480. The reason for that is 3,081 people in the profile, and in the last 2 days, I'm sure absolutely 500 people got added for a fact. And therefore, your scores will not drop below 480, even if they were to conduct a draw today with a invitation round of 3,500. So what that tells you is that the next draw, now obviously we are in the business of, we love speculating, we love sort of talking about the following draws, the next draws, what will happen when, etc., etc. The next draw is anticipated on the 21st of June. Now, 21st of June is a very, very crucial day, and the reason why it's a critical and a crucial day is because Sean Fraser, in very, sorry, I wouldn't say Sean Fraser, but it has to come from Sean Fraser, right? I mean, IRCC has recently announced the categories. I'm sure most of you already by now know the categories by heart. About 82 or 83 knock codes have been announced in 6 different categories, including French or Francophones, which is a separate category by itself. So other 5 categories, which is the STEM occupations, agriculture, transport, trades, all these categories have a total of about 82, 83, I think, knock codes. Now, the draw, category-based draw, is expected in the month, or rather, in the months of summer, or whenever summer is anticipated to start. Now, the official date for the start of the summer is also 21st of November, which basically tells you there could be a possibility of the category-based draws starting right on the dot, 21st of June. Possibility. I do not know if it happens or not. We have to wait and watch with the 21st of June just around the corner, just 2 weeks from now, less than 2 weeks from now. So let's see how that goes. So this time, I mean, as it is, the draw day brings a lot of jitters, right? It's so nervy kind of a day. And now with this category-based draws, it's even more evident that we will be sort of looking at something happening there. Let's see how that goes. But how it is expected now that IRCC has made it very clear on their website as well as to how they would be conducting the draws. And this time, now there's absolutely no confusion. Everybody knows that IRCC has agreed, or rather has announced, that they will be conducting draws. So they can conduct draws which are the regular general draws, where what they do right now, same way. Then they can conduct the category-based draws, and then they can conduct the program-specific draws, PNP program, CEC program, FSW program. I doubt FSW program will make a comeback, but that was just a one-time freak thing which happened in February. But CEC draws are possible, though I don't see the likelihood of that happening. What I see or anticipate is CEC draw being overlapped with a category-based draw in a manner that they can say we are calling XYZ categories. This is the score, provided they are also CEC. So they can do an overlap of a program-based versus a category-based draw. That is what I definitely anticipate at some point of time. And the reason why I feel that is because of the minimum requirement that they have, or that they have put in for the category-based draws, where they said that you only need 6 months of work experience to be eligible within the last 3 years to be eligible for a category-based draw. So 6 months of work experience to be eligible has to be a primary knock code, and that eligibility comes primarily only, I wouldn't say only if you're CEC, but it makes it easier for the CEC category. So that's where I'm coming from. But let's see how that goes. So this is your express entry draw as it happened. The number of invitations issued in 2023 at this point of time stands at 54,748. The average ITAs that I expect IRCC will issue, in my opinion, for 2023 is roughly 80,000. The candidates in express entry pool, actually that number is not correct. The number should be slightly more of what I remember, but approximately 226,000. That's what you will look at for the time being. The quotas for 2023 is 82,880 for FHS, Federal High Skilled, 35,000, give or take a few, for the PNP program, express entry linked PNPs, And then you have remaining draws in this year, approximately 10 to 12, and Bill C-19 implementation. We now expect summers. So let's see whether there's going to be another summer of 69, kind of an exciting thing. And for the time being, it's hasta la vista. Take care, and I shall see you soon.